Hello everyone, it's Mika. I'm back with another video. As promised, today I am going to go step by step with my process for getting weight loss surgery in Tijuana, Mexico. Take a sip of water. Okay, I'm gonna start by saying this. I have struggled with my weight since I was a kid. I was always the chubby kid. Um, Always overweight in high school. Lost weight in my early 20s. I lost maybe 70 pounds, gained that back and some more. And I'm 5'2". Right, my highest weight was 282. Starting this journey, however, my highest weight was 275. Uh, okay, so when I decided to do my research on weight loss surgery, I started out doing research for to pay out of pocket here in my state. I live in Georgia, Atlanta to be exact. And because I already knew that my job does not, our insurance does not cover weight loss surgery at all, any forms of weight loss surgery. And so I knew at that point that I was gonna have to, if this is something I wanted to do, I was gonna have to pay out of pocket. So I started calling around. First of all, I Googled the best bariatric surgeons in Atlanta or in the area, best reasonable bariatric surgeons in Atlanta. So I started doing that, and there was one surgical center that I did come up with, and the least expensive price was starting out was 13,000, and that was something that I did not have, and I was at the point of me making the decision that this is something I wanted to do. I was desperate for help with this. I knew that I had a goal in mind. I knew that this was having the surgery was something I wanted to do. I was not gonna waver or be stopped by anyone, and that's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that too. So I started doing some research because I know a few people that have had surgery in different countries, like the DR and Mexico. So I don't even remember what prompted me um, to do research for. Uh, you know what? I believe one of my Google searches, when finding a reasonable surgeon came about, a surgical center in Mexico came up, and then my bell started spinning. I was like, okay, well maybe this could be a possibility. Of course, the skepticism came up in my mind. But then when I started doing research on centers in Mexico that does weight loss surgery, there were a lot of centers. Some prices too good to be true. I mean, starting at $3,000. Um, yeah, starting surgery for the vertical gastric sleeve, which is the surgery that I had performed. Um, the surgery was starting at $3,000. I knew I didn't want to go with a center, and I'm not judging anybody that may be a good center, but I wasn't gonna go with a center that was only gonna charge me $3,000. That was just me, and I'm not knocking anyone that has had that done. But the way I found my particular surgeon was I Googled surgeons. Um, the search was surgeon with international accreditations, bariatric surgeons with international accreditations. And there was a center came up that was called Obesity Control Center. And this center had universal or had international accreditations. I mean, this clinic, the actual clinic that I went to, was is like a pioneer for the weight loss surgery in Tijuana, Mexico. It's not as cheap as some of the other places in Mexico. However, the price that I paid was definitely a lot cheaper than the prices that I was quoted here. I mean, like I said, the starting prices were, I mean, they were up there. And the lowest price that I could find here in Georgia was $13,000. I have to sip. I have to get my water in. I am the reason why I chose this center too is I like to do Google reviews. It was number one, they was the internationally accredited center. Um, Number two, the surgeon, the actual surgeon. There's two surgeons actually, but the head of surgery, Dr. Ariel Ortiz, he's been seen on doctors, the show doctors. He's been seen on some Oprah. Yeah, and he pioneered the youngest. I think he did like the youngest person's bariatric surgery uh, in Mexico. A person from the U.S. flew to Mexico, got the surgery. The youngest person, I think, a teenager. And so that was a lot of the reason why I chose this center, because a lot of other centers I had seen and doctors I looked up, there was like mortality rate. Skipping over words, but yeah, there have been a few of those, and that was spinning in my mind because I am a mom, and my goal is to be happy and healthy, and to be here for them. And so, my baby, especially, she's 4, and so I was just like, okay, I need to find a center that's gonna be number one in my price range. Number two, has the best reviews, and number three, has zero to no mortality rate or uh, issues. Sometimes people have issues after surgery because everyone is different. People's body types are not the same. Sometimes you have a smooth ride, and sometimes there's bumps in the road. But this particular center, when I called from start to finish, they were immaculate with their customer service, with explaining everything, and I had a ton of questions. Um, let's see, when I made my decision to go with this center, I called and got on the phone. There was a nutritionist. They set me up with a nutritionist. I had to do something that's called an extended pre-op diet, because there is a pre-op diet which starts 2 weeks before your procedure. But for myself, I had to get on an extended pre-op diet. So I started this journey in November at 275. At surgery, I was 253, and I had surgery March 3rd of 2021. So between November and March 3rd on their pre-op diet, I lost a good amount of weight. At this point today is March 18th, and I am down 30 pounds um, since this whole thing began. So they set you up with a nutritionist. They give you the price from start to finish. The price of the surgery was $6,500, and also I was like, okay, is there anything else that I'm gonna have to pay for? Because I wanted to have everything together. Number one, because I'm traveling so far from home, and two, I want to make sure that I have everything that I need, so there's no misunderstandings. And there was no misunderstandings. When I tell you guys, this process was so smooth. It was just like it was God's favor. I know it was all up and through that. He was all up and through this. And so, from start to finish, like I said, the surgery was $6,500. I had to pay for my flight. you have to get to the airport 2 days before surgery, and you have to be at the airport before 11. So none of the flights that I had, I like to fly with Delta, and I'm not bougie. Trust me, I just love to fly with Delta. So none of the flights were leaving out of Atlanta and would get me into San Diego. I flew out to San Diego. I'm all over the place, right? But I'm like explaining everything, how the process works. I promise you, I'm gonna touch on everything. So the process is you you're gonna pay. The price was only $6,500 plus the medication after surgery, and then you pay for one extra night in the hotel. And the reason why they're doing that is a precaution for a COVID precautions. They just started that you would stay an extra night, because normally you would stay 5 days. I stayed 6 days. I went home on the sixth day. I went home on the sixth day. So the only extra you paying for besides the surgery is your medication and the extra stay at the hotel. So that totaled the medication. I'm sorry, medication, and then you have testing. You have COVID testing and a series of other testings that you pay for, lab works that you pay for, and you also get a CAT scan before surgery. So that is $300. About 340. And then my flight was about 400. Excuse me. And you're gonna burp a lot. You're gonna burp a lot after surgery. But so the flight was about 340. So yeah, it was so smooth. Where was I? So what they do is, when you decide to have the surgery, whenever you decide, they'll put you on a pre-op plan. You'll pay a $500 deposit when you are ready to book your surgery. So it's flexible. You can choose the day that you would like the surgery, as long as you get to the airport 2 days before your surgery. Before 11 o'clock, you're fine. Like I said, for me, there was no flight. There was no flight that would get me to the airport at 11. So I ended up staying overnight in San Diego at the Holiday Inn. It was a nice hotel. And OCC's transportation picked us up from the hotel, drove us across the border and into Mexico. OCC, I believe they contract with the Marriott. We stayed at the Marriott Hotel. It's a nice hotel. Everyone, I mean, it was so, they were so hospitable. It was so nice. It really was like a vacation. I mean, I was trying not to look at it like a vacation, but I was definitely meditating, getting my mind right, getting a lot of positive energy in. I was trying to get my mind together. I knew that this was a decision that I was not going to turn back on. Like, I want my life to be better. I want to be healthier. I want to be happier. You know what I'm saying? I want my confidence level to go up, through the roof, honey. So I was not going to back down from it. I had already made that decision. So I was trying to just keep my energy high. And so the staff at the hotel, they made it a breeze. Actually, when we got to the hotel, the person from the lab came to the hotel, called us down. There was a few other ladies there that were having surgery too on the same day. It was 6 of us that had surgery on the same day. But they called us down. They did our labs. You're gonna have to take a COVID test. You're gonna have to provide COVID test results at least 10 days before you fly out. But then you'll be tested again once you get to Mexico, which I think that's good. And that's a double precautionary measure that the hospital takes. But it's painless. Yeah, the lab tech comes to the hotel, calls you down to, you know how hotels have different spaces, different office spaces. So they had an office space set up. They got our blood work. You know, we paid our money. The tests that day were $180. Okay, so we paid that and got our lab works done. The hotel provided us with soups like chicken broth. That chicken broth, I had never had no chicken broth that tasted that delicious. Like, I'm like, did they just um, boil the whole chicken, season it was I don't know what it was. I don't know what they had done to it because at that point I was surviving off of protein shakes, water, Gatorade, and I had bought these um, broth packs. They were so disgusting. Oh my god! So I didn't even want those. Then I had bought the chicken and the beef. I had picked them up from Walmart, and they were like in packets. So I'm like, these are good to take through the airport because you know you can't take liquid of a certain size through the airport. They're gonna make you pour it out. So I had bought these little packets, and I was like, well, this should hold me. All I have to do is maybe ask for some hot water, but that part didn't work for me. Number one, I could not find anyone that had any broth type of thing in the airport because we had to travel so far. But I made it. Needless to say, I made it. But just a heads up, you know, if you're traveling, you know, you can't take any liquids over 4 ounces through the airport. So, yeah. And then those little dry packs of broth are disgusting. So disgusting. So I was living off the protein shakes and water and Gatorade. So it was refreshing when we got to the hotel that they give you a rundown of what you are allowed to have. They gave 3 bowls of broth per day, 3 popsicles, and I believe 2 waters. And I was like, okay, sis, I can deal with that. That broth was so tasty. That broth was so tasty. Yeah. So enough about the broth. Okay, so the first day that I got there, which that I got to Mexico, was March 1st. Like I said, the same day, lab came to get our blood work. The very next day, we went to get our CAT scan done. This was the day before surgery. Shit started getting real. Okay. So concierge from the hotel, they brought us to the center, which was maybe 10 minutes away, to get our CAT scans done, and that whole appointment. It was like okay, people they have you under a tent type of thing, and I guess because of COVID, you know, they want things outside. They call your name, you go around, and then you know you get your CAT scan. You know, you get ran through the machine, and you come on out. And if there's a group, there's possibly gonna be a group with you. So the driver, he like he waited, you know, a couple of minutes for a couple of people that were coming on out. And so I mean that process was maybe 45 minutes to an hour, which was awesome. He did say that sometimes the process can take longer depending on how many people the image center has. And so that was how that worked. Uh, what else? Okay, we went back. He did offer to take us to this place called Rodeo, and they have really good broth. But I was so satisfied with the broth that the hotel provided. I didn't want any. Like I was good with that broth. That broth was so delicious. I think they boiled the chicken with the vegetables, honey, and just strained that stuff off. Put them seasonings in there, and I don't know. It tastes like it. I don't know. It was good. You could taste the celery and stuff like that, which was weird because it was clear, but I mean, you know, it was yellow, but anyway. And those popsicles. I think they were like pineapple popsicles, but they were nice sized popsicles. You know, they was like that wide, you know, maybe that long. Good popsicles. I'll maybe post a picture of the soups and the popsicles. Okay, so this was the day before surgery. Again, at this point, it's getting real. Like, I was just like, you doing this? You really are doing this? And I was so excited and so stoked. So, and throughout the process, you also get emails. You get emails. I mean, just the clinic checking up on you. Even when you're doing your pre-op and your extended pre-op, they make sure that you complete a health survey. They make sure that you log in your weight every week. I had to log my weight every week on Wednesday. So you log in your weight, and that's a good way for you to keep track of your success as well. You know, like everybody don't want to write their weight down and have to keep track of all that. This particular patient portal allows you to keep track of your weight and allows the center to keep track as well. I have to do a lot of sipping. Okay, so I got my email confirmation maybe an hour after imaging to say be ready at 6 a.m. because transportation, OCC's transportation, no, actually, concierge was dropping us off at the center. And like I said, it was 6 of us total that was doing the surgery. My surgery was at 9 o'clock a.m. So we got to the hospital, and like I said, everyone was nice, from the front desk clerk to the nurses, both doctors, Dr. Martinez and Dr. Ortiz. They were so just warm, and everyone spoke English. And I'm not even trying to be funny, but clear English, and that was something that I really appreciated. I mean, I took a course in Rosetta Stone, and honey, I'm rusty. I really ought to be ashamed of myself, but I'm real rusty when it comes to Spanish. I took that course and forgot every damn thing. But that's neither here nor there. I'm sorry. That's neither here nor there, because everyone spoke plain and clear English, and it was just like, okay, okay. And everyone was, like I said, was so warm. So the hospital room was the standard hospital room. I have a small video. I think I uploaded that one already, but if not, I'll upload a copy of the room. But it was a standard hospital room, just as you would in the U.S. Yeah, so I got dressed into my little gownie, and they gave me some little shorts. They look like the old school bloomers. The infamous blue shorts, the infamous underwear. Yeah, so I got dressed with those, and I felt myself getting a little nervous then, but I was so excited that, I mean, the excitement was really overshadowing the nerves. And then, boom, in comes Dr. Ortiz. Now, mind you, I had done so much research on this surgeon. Like, I was just like, it was, and then he is so down to earth and so personable. It's like you know him already. You really feel like you know him, because again, he's so down to earth. You know how some surgeons can be a little stiff or a little black and white, or just, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I know what I'm trying to say, but the wording. You know how sometimes they could just be a little professional, extremely. Not saying that Dr. Ortiz wasn't extremely professional, because he was. I'm just saying he wasn't stiff or cold. It was like he was a friend, or down to earth. It was like that. He wasn't like my physician at the time. He was just like someone that I was conversing with. So he came in and with that bright smile, and I was just like, "It's you! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I'm so glad to be here." And he was like, Thank you. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that we can help you. And, we took our picture and, he's like, everything's going to go fine. Everything's going to go well. And that really made me feel good as well for my surgeon to come in and say that. Dr. Martinez came in as well, and he spoke, and we talked briefly, and he's like, everything is gonna be well, and it was a really nice experience. I gotta say that, and I keep saying that because it's the truth. Okay, so then my nurses came in, and he was really nice. He came in a little while after and gave me Xanax, I believe it was, to help relax me because I was about to get ready. I didn't know, but I was about to get ready to go into surgery maybe 30 minutes later. But that pill, I was just like, ooh, what was that? And then he gave me something in my IV to relax me, and then at that point I was just like, ooh, I was feeling a little dainty. Real talk. No, I'm playing, but I'm for real. So the next thing I remember is they came with a wheelchair, and the way the hall is set up is like there's this long hall. It's maybe like an L-shaped hall, and all the patient rooms are here. And then when you turn the corner, there's the nurses station, and then the OR is on the left. So it was no time before we were at the OR from my room. And check this, my hotel room number was 104, and my room number at the clinic was 104. And I'm like, if this is not a sign from the universe that I'm supposed to be here at this moment, this is my turn, then I don't know what it is, sis. Like, it's your turn. Okay? So that was another confirmation for me. Like, I'm like, look at this. My hotel number is 104. My room number here is 104. I'm a numbers person. Like, I believe in spirit guides and the universe and law of attraction. That's my thing. Crystal stones, that's my thing. I don't judge people who don't. I hope people don't judge me that I do. But if you do, that's your business. Anywho, we got to the OR, and I walked to the table. They had this little step stool. It was kind of cold in there, and then I'm just like, ooh. But I've had 3 C-sections. So I know what being under general anesthesia feels like. I know the process, and you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really nervous about that. It was just like, this is really the beginning of my new start. I press reset. That's my Instagram name for my health journey. That's that's a name that I adopted for myself after going through so much. This has been a hell of a last year. This last year, or maybe I'm gonna say these last 6 months has been ooh. I have been through some stuff, y'all. So this that at that moment, I'm just like, wow, this is really about to change my life, and I'm super blessed to even be here and to have this chance. So why am I can't, I'm not scared. I can't be scared. I'm too excited to be scared, and that's the state of mind I was in. I was just like, I can't be scared. Like, this is my shot. It's my turn. Like, I press reset. Let's get it. So the next thing I know, and even the anesthesiologist, he came by the room as well. All of the surgeons came by the room. The doctors came by the room, said hello, and the nurses, all of them. So he said, okay, he was making jokes that made light of the situation. He was just like, okay, well, it's margarita time. And look, when he said it's margarita time, I said, just make sure it's top shelf. That's all I remember. I was out. I was so out. So that's all I remember until they will start waking me up in recovery, and it was like everything went well, and you're fine. And I was so grateful, to be up, and I could hear people, but I was really nauseous. I was really nauseous. Okay, so um, I was going in and out of sleep that day. That day, when you're under general anesthesia, it takes time to wear off. Okay, so for that, I was really sleepy throughout the day. Throughout that day, my surgery was at 9. Like I said, the surgery lasts about 51 minutes from start to finish. Um, and so I say around 3 o'clock, they had us up and walking. Yes, yes, up and walking the same day. And I tell you this, the first day it was kind of like, because I was so nauseous, and they said that was normal as well. And I'm gonna be honest. People say that they have a lot of gas because they do blow your stomach up with gas. They fill your stomach up with gas, with air. I'm saying gas. They fill it up with air so that they can maneuver around with ease. So a lot of people have gas issues, issues with gas pains. I really didn't feel a lot of gas pains that first day out of surgery. I was just nauseous, like I said. And so they had us sipping electrolytes and waters. And what I found, that water for me, it was too light. It was like when I was drinking the water, I would feel more nauseous. But if I sipped on the Gatorade or the electrolytes, then I would be fine. The salty taste, I don't know if it was that, but it was much better. So they continued. They said, stop. Don't even worry about drinking the water. Just drink this. Make sure you sip. Every few minutes, you're going to sip. You sipping. Not gulping, sis. You sipping like a baby. Infant. Okay? So, yeah. So, really, I just spent overnight in the hospital, and, we got up. I'm saying I'm talking about the other ladies that were on the floor with me that had surgery the same day. We would converse, in the halls, and, just encourage each other. Some people weren't feeling their best. I honestly, it didn't take me long to shake off that feeling of nauseousness or sickness, because I kept walking. And honestly, the more you walk, the better you feel, right? The more I laid there, because I was sleepy at first, but I slept it off during the day. So I was walking at night. That night, when I tell you, I was up at 4 in the morning, walking the hall, walking the halls, Henny. I was walking the halls. So yeah, and I noticed the more I would walk, going up and down, the better I felt. And I was just like, look, I'm trying to feel better. Like, I ain't trying to. And then I started burping. They want you to burp and stuff like that. So I started burping. The next morning at 6 a.m., we were getting taken back to the hotel. And like I said, they're contracted with the hotel. So anything, anything goes wrong, God forbid, you're right there. And the hospital is less than 10 miles away from the hotel. The hospital is less than 10 miles away from the hotel. And I was like, dang, this is everything right here. And so when I got back to the hotel, like I said, about 6 in the morning, they give you clear instructions. And the best thing for you to do, and that's something that when I did research and looked at some videos here on YouTube, with a lot of people that have been successful in their journey, was to say, follow the doctor's orders. Okay, I can't stress this enough myself, to follow the doctor's orders. Okay, don't deviate. Don't do what you want. Look, it's gonna be a plan it's already written out for you. All you have to do is go over it. You might have to go over it a few times. Like, now I'm 2 weeks out Today was my puree stage. I still had to go back to my reference folder because I have a folder, a reference folder, and I have this thing taped to my wall to show me what I can and can't do. And so you have to follow the doctor's orders. I have felt amazing, and I gotta say that like this whole experience, it has been a breeze, like, and I'm gonna knock on some wood because it has been a breeze from start to finish. When I got back to the hotel, I was up and walking. It was a circle around my floor, so I would walk that circle, around 5 or 6 times, depending on how I felt, and I did that. I did that several times a day. I didn't even count. I just know that my steps was up. I have this little step tracker on my phone, on my cell phone, and I just know my steps were up, honey, because I was on that floor and I was walking. One of the things that I was kind of concerned about was the flight back home. We had a 4.5 hour flight back home, and I know a lot of people were saying that they had to have compression stockings and things like that. But like I said, I had 3 C-sections. I never had to wear compression stockings. I don't know, what that was about. But looking at a few videos, I did go ahead and buy some compression stockings, but I didn't need them. I didn't need them because like I said, I got up. I got up and walked. Even on the flight back home, I got up every hour. So Dr. Ortiz says, look, get up every hour. Even if you just get up and step on your tippy toes, that's your blood. You can, your blood can flow through your body by stepping on your tippy toes through your calf, your calf muscles. That's how you push the blood through. It's on your calf muscles. But instead of that, because the flight, it was an evening flight, which was, I was so grateful for that. I just got up and went to the bathroom, walked in place and came on back to my seat. So that was everything. I brought this little compression belt, but I really didn't start wearing the belt until maybe a week out, because I noticed, like, if it's too much pressure, you will feel nauseous. So yeah, if you buy a compression belt, just make sure that you know I'm gonna show you mine. It's a medical compression belt, and it's just like the ones that I had after my cesarean. And I just know that it helped my stomach to feel better. Like when I would be walking, it helped my stomach to feel better. So I was like, well, let me just buy a compression belt. I'm having a surgery on my stomach, so let me just buy a compression belt. And it does work for me. It's just if you try to wear, because I tried to wear it the 2 days after, and I was just like, I don't know about this. So give yourself time, give your body time, and it'll be fine. Let's see. Let's see. Now we are a day after surgery. So again, you're getting correspondence from OCC like every day and several times a day. There's daily dose where they give you recipes, they give you tips. So the next day after surgery, which was Thursday, we went back to OCC. The hotel took us, concierge took us back to OCC to do something called a barium swallow. That's where they give you this chalky fluid, and they just want to make sure that there's no leakages within your stomach. It's not a pouch, it's a stomach. So they want to make sure there's no leakages in your stomach. So what the doctor seen with me was I had some inflammation, and you're gonna have inflammation. This is a surgery, so you're gonna be swollen up and through there. So it was like the thick liquids anyway was stopping, or kind of being delayed right here. And you could see it on the screen, which is so cool. It was so cool. You could see it on the screen. but you could see that it was kind of slowing down right there in my the top layer of my stomach or the bottom of my esophagus. So I had to get a steroid shot. And if anybody has had a steroid shot, y'all know that it hurts. Okay, but I took it. You know, I took it like a champ. So other than that, and then when we went back to the center for the bariatric, for the barium swallow, Dr. Ortiz was there in the lobby, being his funny, jokey, personable self. We took more pictures with him. He was just nice. It was just really, the whole experience was really nice. So we went back to the hotel. This was gonna be this was Thursday. Friday we just chilled out. I took my 18. I have an 18-year-old, so I took her with me uh to Mexico, and it was her first time flying. She was so excited. But she was nervous for the flight, but she did better than me my first time flying, and I was grown before I took my first flight, and she did better than me. So I was just like, okay, girl, okay, sis. But she was kind of nervous about going anywhere. Really, I didn't want to go too far from the hotel, but I did want to sightsee, which we did. Go to Walmart. We went to Walmart. We walked. Walmart was in walking distance, and she wanted something other than the hotel food because she was living off the hotel food and some cereal and milk that she had got from Walmart. So she wanted something other than that. So we walked about, it was maybe a half mile up to Carl's Jr. Here they call it Hardee's, but there it's called Carl's Jr. So we walked there. Of course, nobody spoke English. Nobody spoke English there, but I braved it. I weathered the storm and ordered her what she wanted, honey, and we walked back to the hotel. That was us Friday. We were really just hanging out, and I was just really focusing on healing and, playing my meditation music and walking that gas off. And yeah, the concierge also took us to the store. There's a store like, it's like a block up. Like you could really walk, but my daughter didn't want to walk. So yeah, I'm looking like that because I'm like, girl, come on, let's just walk. So she didn't want to walk. Anyway, they took us to the store, and I was able to get some more electrolytes and stuff, something to last me for the rest of the remaining time that I had there. I knew I wasn't going to be able to take it on the flight with me. Excuse me. So I was able to get that done and out of the way before Saturday. Okay, so we end up getting getting an email to say be ready in the lobby at 8:30 because you're gonna be transported back to the airport. We were down in the lobby. There was two other people there that were being dropped off with us. Now our flight didn't leave San Diego till 1 o'clock, so we had a little time. And normally the driver said that it takes time for to cross the border. We drove through the border, so they said it takes time to drive through the border, but it really didn't. I mean, really, it took maybe 30 minutes, and that was it. So that was painless. He dropped us off at the airport. We got on our flight, and we got home. I mean, like I said, the experience from start to finish was it was an amazing experience. I made the best decision with choosing Obesity Control Center, also known as OCC. You all do your research on this facility. Do your research on several facilities. You should. But also look at the reviews. Any place you choose, make sure you look at the Google reviews. Ain't nobody lying on Google reviews, honey. They gonna tell it like it is. If you've done a Google review on a company or anybody, you know that you ain't telling no lies. So absolutely do your research, but I would definitely recommend this facility. Oh, let me show you. Like I said, I've lost a total of 30 pounds. My highest weight was, like I said, my highest weight was, starting this journey was 275, and now I'm down to 245. 245. These little jogging pants, they getting too big for me. And I'm loving it. I'll take it. Yeah, so everything is well. I'm gonna do more videos, track my progress. You can follow me on Instagram. I post there, tracking my progress. Let me grab the waist thing that I told you I was gonna grab. One moment. This is it. I ordered it from Amazon. I think it was about $20. It's not like a waist trainer or anything like that. Let's see. It's not like a waist trainer, but it's from Everyday Medical. I'm trying to get it so you guys can see it. Everyday Medical. But yeah, you know, you can wear that if you want a little extra support, or what have you. But you know, it's not necessary either. It's not something that you have to get. Behind me is my little tracker. I keep an activity tracker of things that I need to do, like working out. Right now I'm just walking, and doing the elliptical. My calendar, my weight loss tracker. I got that stuff going. So I'm going to go ahead and head out, but I wanted to give you guys some insights on what to do, and how to do your research when searching for a center in Mexico. That's my kids. I know it's time to get off now. Okay, I love you. Thank you so much for watching.